I've been trying to figure out how to intro this video for a while, but welcome to the dumbest gulag on all of YouTube, Pit Stain Hobbies, Privet Comrades, or whatever, Slava Ukraine. My Jewish side is actually Ukrainian, so it's ironic what I'm building. But what I am building is an Eaglemoss Russia partwork. And by the copyright dates on the back of the packaging, it says 2017. I'm pretty sure this was out in 2020. It might have been earlier. Yeah. I'm going to be doing the Apache attack helicopter from Agora soon, and I figured what better accompaniment for an Apache than the enemy. I grew up during the Cold War, and yeah, enemy. Yes. So it was cool. It's look at this thing. We've got a 1/24 scale MI-24v. B's are funny. B's and V's in Russian. It's kind of like W's and V's in German, like you pronounce a W with a V. But they got their own little things going on. But look at that. Why are the dogs barking so much? Mama's home. Look at this. Oh my God, this model. So this is a partwork out of Russia from, oh God, I just tore the poster a little. Well, it happens. It's Eaglemoss Russia. Things are bound to break. So yeah, one of my newer friends I made at Wonderfest, me and him were chit-chatting, and I was talking all about the Apache and how excited I am to build it. And he said, you know, I got something in the stash. And I was like, well, what do you got? And he's like, I've got a Eaglemoss Russia MI-24 Hind. I was like, you what? They made it? Yes. Eaglemoss released this in Russia and as well as Romania. I'm not sure of the other countries that it was sold in. But, yeah, he had the whole kit minus one part. And I've spent the last few months hunting for that part. I found it in Romania. They will not ship to the U.S. from the website I found it on. I had to use a very shady kind of parcel forwarding service. I'm not going to recommend them. I mean, they technically got the job done, but it was very expensive and very time-consuming and very frustrating. Credit card chargebacks were involved just to get an email from them. But either way, we have all 120 stages of the MI-24v Hind attack helicopter or gunship, however you want to describe it, and I am flipping out. Now this model is going to get weird at some point because this is the first partwork model I've ever gotten that came with both pots of paint, paint brushes, paint rollers, body filler, squeegees. It's just all kinds of weird stuff happening here. But apparently this was okay in Russia. Like, I don't think an American or European or anyone else or Japanese person would ever put up for having to, like, putty and hand paint a partwork model. It's kind of not the partwork thing. Either way, we're going to start off building this amazing Hind. I think I'm probably one of the only people in North America with this model. And it's going to be ridiculous. And none of this camo is painted on. The kit's parts are just plain colored. You got the belly blue, and you got the tan top. But all the green camo, that comes in a paint pot. You get paint masks. Paint masks. It's water slide decals. There's all sorts of weirdness happening with this thing. But yeah. So we're gonna, oh boy, we're gonna be the only person speaking English on YouTube that I can find that's ever gonna build this. I mean, oh man, that's the iconic thing. And in all the 80s movies, it wasn't even a Hind. It was like a Puma or some other European copter. They kind of dolled up to make it look like a Hind. The only realistic recent movie appearance of this type of helicopter, of a MI-24, was in Top Gun Maverick, where it was trying to blast them out of the sky. And that was inaccurate because it had twin Gatling guns on the nose, which, I mean, they went through all this trouble for Top Gun Maverick, and they screwed up the nose gun. Like, how do you do that? Like, oh, it'll look cooler with 2 Gatling guns blasting. Stop it. Just stop it. Either way, this is an MI-24v, as far as I can tell. And it's got, like, the rocket pods, and those are cool. And there's some missile racks on the wingtip edges that have no ordnance that I can tell from unpacking this kit. So I might get some 3D print files and make my own, just to have some extra stowage on it, because you know how much I love stowage on this channel. Either way, let's get down to this. We've got pack 1 right here. Comes with your complimentary Eagle crap screwdriver. Obviously, Eaglemoss is, bankrupt and is no longer. So this is not promoting this model. I paid out of my pocket to buy this from my good buddy over there, not too far from Vegas. He's got a crazy stash, and I thank him profusely for selling me this kit and allowing me to build it for all of you to enjoy, because God knows nobody else is going to do this. And I'm going to have a blast, because I love me a nasty attack helicopter. So let's get to it. I'll start unfurling these bits from the box, and I'll be right back. Hello, okay, so we've got pack 1 unfurled, and we can go into the magazine, and obviously everything is in Russian, and it's just stuff about the MI-24, more about the MI-24. We got some rocket pods, we got some photos, we got this, and we got this picture. Look at these. Those were exhaust diffusers to lessen the IR signature of the engine exhausts, because apparently the U.S. Was providing Stinger missiles to the Mujahideen in Afghanistan in the 80s, I think. Yeah, they were taking out a lot of helicopters with those Stingers. So they installed these exhaust diffusers over the turbine exhausts, which we don't have in this model. It's an older version of it. And then we've got some stuff with some crazy ass, I don't know, Russian things and wooden kits, and we've got our parts listing, and we're gonna work on the front cockpit nose area, and we have instructions. So I'm gonna get on with it, I suppose, and start putting these together. I need I think this is this part. Yes. And I got to get some little hinges and screw them in. And be one sec. Alrighty. Well, we got a few AP screws in here. And that canopy opens and closes. Fits well. And a couple BP screws to attach the upper canopy to the lower. And 4 more BPs to hold this upper cockpit glass in. And we're just gonna keep bolting little bits and pieces on here, and let's see what happens. Interesting. Okay, yeah, there's a lot of little parts, lots of little parts. It's quite nice, actually, I gotta say. I'll be right back. Okie dokie. So we've got a little ceiling fan mounted, and we've got our wiper blades pushed in. They're just press fit. And now we've got to build another fan unit here. So we're gonna take this weird contraption and our other fan blade. And it's keyed, apparently. Yes, it is. Barely. Oh. Come on, Eaglemoss Russia. There we go. There we go. So we've got another ceiling fan. And that is going to go into the ceiling of the upper cockpit. right in there. And that actually fits okay. I don't know. I might do some detail work. I mean, I didn't glue in the wiper blades because I'm going to peel these. I'm going to take these off because I got window masks because I'm painting this whole thing, I think. You know, for better or worse. And then we've got the main pitot tube or air direction indicator thing. I can't read Russian, so I'm just taking my best guess at whatever the hell these things are. Not that. Well, that's going to go, looks like, oh my God. These parts just, no, that's not going to fit. One moment, please. We're going to need a little clearancing. All right, we got it to fit. I'm just glad it's included. Honestly, pretty decent detail. You know, you got rivets and whatnot on there. These giant Phillips head screws, which are so out of place. But hopefully we can do something with those later. And 01S. Where is that part? Oh my God. 01T. There's got to be, oh my Lord. These are such little itty bitty parts. Is that the right part? Nope, that's not it. This one. Nope, that's the tip. And then that's the other one. It's not D-shaped. It shows D-shaped, but it's not D-shaped. And then we've got these tiny little weather vanes, for lack of a better term. Two of these little things. And they appear to be metal, I guess. And they are not D-shaped. Nothing here is D-shaped. Nothing. So we're going to take this little thing and stick it on to this little thing. Oh my gosh. Houston? No. We have a problem. I got to do a little clearancing. None of this stuff fits quite right. Russia. There you go. One sec, please. Alrighty. Well, we've got our little air speed directional weather vane sensor pokey bit on the front there. Come on, guys. Go in the comments. Tell me what the hell this thing is. I mean, it's something for yaw and angle of attack. I'm sure it has something to do with the avionics. But yeah, it's on there, and it's so small we can't focus on it. There we go. And it's got little metal pieces, and I did have to grind down the nubs a bit with my my little racer file. Just basically scraping some of the paint off and a little flash and shortening the studs because they didn't want to fit together really flush. So there's more Russia for you. We've got this little thing. We've got a you know, a stowage ground cap that can go over this for when it's, you know, parked. So remove before flight. That's why it's red, I'm assuming. It'll probably have one of these hanging on it, written in Russian, or Belarusian, or Romanian, or Ukrainian, or whatever. But it would have one of these tags hanging on it, most likely, to remove before flight. And they would remove it before flight. So we're not going to even install it. But it's nice they include it. That was a nice little detail. And that being said, we're moving on to our next page. Let's move our beverage out of the way. Get that over there. Here are our little magnifiers. Let's see what else we got here. We got another picture of some hinds. Some hind quarters, heinies. We are going to put together a door. Here we go. Now, I may just give up and do some of this on a live stream because this is not sponsored content. I bought this thing, and I'm just going to squeeze this inner door panel onto this outer door panel. And that looks good. There we go. We could do some detail painting on that if we really wanted to. Let's get this little pipe. Got some pipe work here. Okay. All right. We're gonna put this here and that there, I suppose. Oh, man. Okay. All right. There we go. A little pipe in there. Oh, dear Lord, help me. Oh, I don't know if anybody heard that. It was not pretty. 01N. Where in the hell is that part? Let's see. Is it somewhere under here? Negative. Let's get the crepnesium screwdriver out of here. Oh, God, it bounced out of the garbage can. And it's not in the screws. I don't know where it is. No, if it's missing, it's missing. 01N. I wonder where that part is. Well, you know, we're not getting a replacement stage 1. That's for damn sure. Those are sold out even in Romania. Ask me how I know. Nope. Nope, nope, not happening. Let me see if it's stuck to the inside of this other thing, and it's not. So 01N, unless I've gone blind. Hold on. One moment, please. Oh, I found it. It's silver. Every part on here is yellow. They're all yellow. It's so hard to find little bits. Ah, that's the door handle. Look at that. There we go. I feel like you should have a little bit of Tamiya extra thin. Just to kind of ensure they stay together. So there we go. Inside of the some part of the cockpit door. And now we're going to take this fella, and we've got to take a bracket right here, the door bracket, and bolt it to the inside of this. I'm assuming, okay. It looks like it should go. Maybe it goes that way? Nope, maybe it goes, oh, it goes that way. It goes through here beautifully. Okay. And then we need 2 AM screws to hold that in. So let me get those in, and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's an hour before the live stream, so I may continue building this on the August 30th live stream on Hobby Time Modelers. So if you're like, hey, you skipped ahead a little bit. Yes, I did. So we got a CM screw here, And we've got to install this cockpit side onto the cockpit. We get a screw in here. This should be fun. Okay. And all the screw heads are painted to match. So they're color matched. However, we do get a tube of body filler at some point in this kit. I've seen it. It's pretty gnarly. And then 2 CP screws right here. This is a crazy model. This thing is just bonkers. It's so cool. Like, all the screw heads are color matched, and they're like, yeah, fill it in with body filler, cover all of the Phillips head screws, and then repaint over them. Like, why'd you bother painting the screws almost? Like, I guess some people, they don't want to paint the screws. They're just going to build the model. It's Russia. They're in the Gulag. They're in Siberia. It's too cold to paint. I don't know. I don't know if I... Hey, I might pick up some Eastern European viewers on this thing for the Hind. So there's the cockpit side. Come on, focus, you son of a camera. Okay, so there's like big divots there. So like we're going to really have to work hard to fill these little screw holes. And now we got to put the door on. So I'm going to put the door in. It fits really nice. We got to get a couple of BM screws. One through the top, one through the bottom. Sorry, I went upstairs and made a cheeseburger, and I am a little tiny bit gaseous. BM, there's the BM screws. Oh, man, I'm going to have to make a BM soon. Well, that's what I get, you know. Reap what you sow. Make yourself a nasty Kroger supermarket cheeseburger for dinner. And what happens, happens. So let's get this screw, I'd say snug. Not super tight, just snug. You know, we want the door to stay shut, but we also want to be able to open it, I suppose. I don't understand the reasoning behind that. I mean, once you build the model, I mean, there's no seated cockpit figures for this thing. And there we go. And she's lovely. We got our BM screws in there. And that's basically it for stage 1. So let's go on to stage 2. Oh dear. Here we go. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh boy. Ian. We've got some Russian helicopter guy. I should know his name. I really should. I'm a big, you know, I watch a lot of YouTube videos on these things. And see this right here? See these outer wing pylons with these little rocket pods? Yeah, this model doesn't come with any of these tubey things. So, and that's the, I think, either the 23 or the 30 millimeter twin barrel gun pod, which had extremely limited ammunition capacity. And I think it kind of caused problems with the wings or the structure of the plane when they fired it. Something like that. It wasn't a good idea. It was just a bad idea. Not a great idea. But the Hind was a very powerful helicopter. It was super. There's more of those infrared exhaust diffusers. It was a very powerful helicopter. So they used privately owned MI-24 Hinds to like rescue UH-1 Hueys when they were downed. Not Russian Hinds, but privately owned in a couple of theaters. And then we stole a Hind using a Chinook. We like stole a Hind. I forget how we stole it. It was like they flew it into Africa or Egypt or something, and then we just picked it up and just took off with it. It was cool. But a lot of stories, a lot of cool stories related to the Hind. And honestly, I mean, come on, 80s Russian craziness. Okay, so we're gonna put the other half of the cockpit outer armor on. I've got to cut this thing out of its tomb. 1 second, please. All right, well, here's pack 2. I've already pulled out this other piece of die-cast metal for the cockpit tub. Ow! It's armor plated. Ow! My knuckles got really soft during COVID. I used to have good, tough knuckles, like a real man. Now I've got little soft, girly knuckles. I knock on a piece of die-cast and they go, "Meow! What'd you do to me?" And this is tough Russian helicopter, comrade. Is MI-24 Hind. Is beat your ass. Is strong helicopter. This video is not sponsored. There is no free product here provided by any partwork company, and Eaglemoss is bankrupt. So, Eaglemoss. There we go. There we go. So, as is customary with partworks, you always get one extra screw, for every type of screw and every stage. So we got an extra CM screw here, and we've got to fit this on here like so. And we've got to get a CM screw in there. And where is my little... There we go. My little tiny screwdriver. A little itty-bitty. My little itty-bitty VH. VH. I'm not the Vera guy. I'm the VH guy. This is a PH0. And let's send this home to Mama. Send this back to Mother Russia, this screw. And, okay, that's in there. I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 CP screws in, and I'll get those in, and I'll be right back with some more cockpit goodness. And, I mean, it's already looking pretty awesome. I mean, it's a Hind. It's an MI-24. It's so cool. Oh, God, I can't wait to build the Apache. So excited about that. Be right back. So, if you're an MI-24 pilot, you are not ejecting out of this helicopter. Okay, there is no compartment that pops out, I don't think. You've got a hatch here for the gunner. And you got a hatch here for the pilot. And they're in the, the usual above and below layout for a modern military gunship. They might have been the first to do it, even before, obviously, the Apache or the South African thing or the Mangusta or whatever it is. But yeah, you are not ejecting out of this thing. The rotor blades are not popping off with explosive charges and this thing's shooting out. No, you're screwed. You take a hit in this thing, that's enough to down you, and yeah, you're in for the ride. Yeah, you're in for the ride. And this does not fit down quite perfect. Yeah, we could play with these screws. We could loosen them up. Let's, we'll have some fun with it. I'm clearly not going to do every stage of this on this video because I'm going to get on the live stream in a little bit, but I am going to take this part, this seat, and a seat cushion. So let's see here. Which seat cushion is it? Is it this one? Is this the cushion I want? This is not the droid you're looking for. Yes, it is. So that's the seat cushion I'm looking for. And I'm going to get an EP screw in the bottom of here. 1 sec, please. All right, we got that screwed together. And now we're going to take this seat back. And let's see what we got here. I think the seat bottom right here And we're going to smush those together. There we go. And O2J, it's probably this fella right here. And there we go. All right. So I'm going to put 2 more EP screws in the bottom of here. And then I'm going to take the seat back cushion and put that in the back of there. And that's going to be an FP screw. So give me a sec. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're starting on the Russian cockpit, and it does have a shade of Russian cockpit turquoise. It's a questionable tone of color. I mean, I don't know what the Russians think of this, but yeah, it's definitely some form of turquoise. And we're gonna snap this in here and get in that hole. There we go. And we gotta get a little DP screw back there. One sec, please. All right, well, it's about 25 minutes to live stream time, and we're gonna put some gauges on here, I guess. We've got a thing, got a water slide. I'm fine with water slide decals. So we got water slide 2S, and let's cut off the excess. And we're gonna soak this in water. We're gonna slide it on here. And before we do that, let's get out our, oh dear, stretchy Mr. Mark softer, which I need to shake up. And oh Jesus, God, dropped it. Mr. Mark setter softer. So we got Mark setter underneath, Mark softer on top. You really don't need this, most likely, because it's a very flat panel. This is what helps it stick, and this is what helps it, like, the decal melt into panel lines and over rivets and things. So we're probably not going to need this right now. We will use some of this on, like, you know, the outside emblems, because there are a lot of raised rivets on this, because it is a very Soviet era Russian aircraft. It's you could basically grate Parmesan cheese on the outside of this thing. I mean, they're not smooth. They're not smooth aircraft. I don't know if you hear that, or it's vibrating the camera. It has suction cup feet. Why? They don't stick to my stainless steel workbench very well. Is that shaking the video? I always wonder. Does it shake the camera when I do that? I kind of can't see, but I mean, there we go. You want to shake up the white schmoo in the bottom of that. Oh dear. Okay, well, let's get out the Yeti tumbler of water, and we'll slosh this around in here and slaughter off onto there. So, be right back. Alrighty. So we've got one little control panel decal slowly drying. It looks, I'll be honest, it looks pretty badass. The camera's kind of, it's still moist, so, you know, bear with me. Now I've got this other panel. This is the central panel. And we got to put some more water slides on it. O2G, or is that O2P? Oh, yeah, 2P, and then yeah, a few more, 2Q, and is that? I don't know. I think I might have to cut this one up into pieces potentially, because it looks like it's kind of a little bit of a deep recess for even Mr. Mark Softer to dip it in there. But yeah, we'll get that on there. That's fine. It'll happen. 1 second. All right. Well, I got done the Hobby Time Modelers Friday night live stream last night, and I just finished up the through pack 4, stage 4, whatever, what have you. So we've got our cockpit upper area mostly complete, and got a couple of those ceiling fans, those little fans, because high tech. I don't know if this had air conditioning, but the fans are kind of a hint that maybe it didn't. And we got the lower part of the nose. This thing looks really cool. This will light up, and then we got another like landing light here, and then these two things light up, but they're way too bright, and I think they should just be little dots of light. So I'm going to end up repainting this thing mostly, I think. So I'm going to just like liquid mask just a little nub, so when I go to spray her down, she's, you know, she doesn't get, she just has a little bit of light coming through there. So far there's 4 LEDs in here, which is impressive for an older kit. And then the cockpit, I just love saying that. We've got our, you know, control sticks in there, and our seats are in there for the pilot and the gunner. And we've got most of our consoles finished up there. They look really nice, actually. I mean, those water slides, they went on nicely and laid down well, and they look good. So no complaints. Yeah, no complaints so far. I mean, of the little cockpit door that opens, that's cool. You know, fits nicely. And then you know, the gunner's cockpit door opens, and that's nice. It's very cool. So that's it for now. This video is already over 40 minutes long, so I gotta cut this thing short. Oh look, we forgot our props. Sorry about that. Sorry, children. So yeah, there we go. One of the most rare, amazing, obscure partwork models I never knew existed until I was told about it, and I was able to acquire it to build, well, for me, but also for all of you, so you can see this weird, cool thing going together. And we should be starting the H64 Apache from Agora pretty soon. That's gonna be awesome. So yeah, thanks for coming. We'll see you later. Don't suck up the rotor wash. Adios.